The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
It's 2021 and we have a lot of problems. There's sickness, war, social upheavals, and a whole lot more. But the biggest issue we face today is a bunch of people's feelings getting hurt on the internet. If you haven't heard, people today are weak. Words hurt, work sucks, but the internet cares, right? The internet is full of people having total meltdowns over pointless problems and expecting everyone else to care just as much as they do. Those are commonly referred to as first world problems, issues in the first world nations that are complained about in response to the perceived absence of more pressing concerns. As stated earlier, it's 2021 and there's no bigger problem than getting offended. Companies today act as if they live in Minority Report and fix a problem before it happens. Disney is the king of this. Just look at how they're handling Scarlett Johansson. Oh, okay, not too well. Let's take that back. It's Lucasfilm making the decisions, not Disney. If you haven't heard, Disney Star Wars sucks. I just wanted to reiterate that point, but, again, Disney Star Wars sucks. It's a series of bad decisions, and they just made another one to fix a stupid first world problem. Following the reveal that the House of Mouse has simply dropped the moniker of Boba Fett Slave One, likely in order to preemptively appease the offended masses, Disney has finally and officially unveiled the new name of the Star Wars fan favorite's infamous ship. Slave One's new name is officially unveiled in the Marvel preview for currently in progress Marvel Comics crossover series Star Wars The Bounty Hunters, a canon story which details Boba Fett's arduous and treacherous journey in between Empire and Jedi, to deliver a carbonite-frozen Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt's palace. In the preview, Disney showcased 6 different variant covers for the crossover series, each of which depicts one of the series' title bounty hunters next to their respective vehicles of war. Though the ship's new designation is found nowhere on Boba Fett's variant cover, even in the translated Arborish text, Disney previews announced that fans can see the following characters and vehicles on variant covers throughout September: Bosk and the Hound's Tooth, Boba Fett and Firespray, IG-88 and IG-2000, Zuckuss and the Mist Hunter, Valance Ballerate and the Broken Wing, don't know her, and Dengar and the Pushing One. As emphasized above, it appears that Slave One has officially been renamed Firespray, a reference to the ship's official model classification as a Firespray 31 class patrol and craft attack. Though Disney has not publicly specified why they renamed Slave One, with LEGO Star Wars designer Jens Kravnold having merely announced that the change by stating, "It's just something that Disney just doesn't want us to do anymore." I'm so glad this is getting fixed. It's not like Disney has other concerns like dwindling box offices or... Wait, I said this was about Lucasfilm, sorry. Let's just cut to the chase. They're changing their name out of fear because they're afraid they'll offend black people. Let's talk about that for a moment. The Empire Strikes Back, the film that featured Slave One for the first time, is from 1980. Black people were around before that. Black people have been around for longer than Slave One. But this hasn't been a problem until now. Why? I've never heard anyone complain about the ship because of its name. Isn't it sort of messed up on Lucasfilm's part only associating slaves with black people? That's belittling an entire race of people. That's nothing new though. Disney, the parent company of Lucasfilm, films movies where they are present-day concentration camp. Yeah, sorry. This is about Lucasfilm, not Disney, but they're in good company. Trying to fix problems of the past serves no purpose. It only misses the point. Last year there was a lot of hubbub around censoring classic films that are insensitive by today's standards. Remember when being insensitive made you an asshole, but you couldn't get canceled for it? Yeah, society's retarded. Message! In Star Wars, slavery isn't a color thing. Anyone can be a slave. Slavery was the practice and institution where sentient beings were bought, sold, and held as property of other sentient beings. Beings subject to slavery were called slaves and said to have been enslaved. Slaves were forced to perform labor on behalf of their owners, also called masters. Indentured servitude was a nominally distinct practice in which sentient individuals performed labor for a fixed time period or until a specific amount of debt was paid off, after which point they would be freed. However, in practice, indentured servitude typically amounted to slavery. Children born to enslaved or indentured parents were considered to be slaves, to the same master as their parents. Slave owners could free their slaves at will and even marry them, although marrying one slave was extremely uncommon. Notably, Kleeglar's purchased, freed, and then married Shmi Skywalker, the mother of Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker. Traditionally, ancient empires controlled by the Sith relied on slave labor during the reign of the Old Republic. When slavery was outlawed in the Republic territory, the Jedi Knights liberated numerous beings and the trade was pushed into the underworld. Although the Galactic Republic had outlawed slavery, locations outside Republic jurisdiction were able to continue the practice. The Outer Rim planet of Tatooine had a slave population living in Mos Espa, and slaves had transmitter chips implanted in their bodies that would explode if the slave attempted to escape. By 40 BBY, Hosnian Prime was known for hosting a factory complex run by the arms manufacturer Zerka Arms, whose activities included the use of slavery, taking forcefully from all workers they wanted. Also, the Nemoidians used indentured worker drones, whose growth was deliberately stunted. Such drones were even employed by the Trade Federation's senatorial delegation in the very heart of the Republic's Senate building. During the early years of the Galactic Empire, Zergian raiders attacked Sergia Station on the Surtur Sector, and enslaved many of the inhabitants. Surtur Sector. Say that 5 times fast. You probably won't, because I can't hear you. Long story short, slavery and Star Wars go hand in hand, yet I didn't see a single thing about color. The world really needs to toughen up. Isn't it ironic how there's a font of Star Wars knowledge available to Disney, but they refuse to read it? I guess doing stupid shit to hurt your business is easier than doing a few minutes of internet research. Kathleen Kennedy couldn't even fetch Spielberg a cup of coffee in the amount of time it took me to find this information. Since the beginning, Star Wars has had slavery as a part of the world, and people from every walk of life enjoy Star Wars. Even us colored folk who are so grateful for Disney and Lucasfilm for erasing these harmful words. Ula, Jabba the Hutt's dancer, was a slave. C-3PO was technically Jabba's slave. Slavery has been heavily featured in the prequel trilogy, and guess what? No one was offended. Maybe Disney and Lucasfilm can take a step back and take their heads out of their asses once again. I can't and won't call for any sort of boycott, but if you need Slave One merchandise, buy it on the secondary market. You'll save a bunch of money, and Disney won't get a penny of it. Whatever this version of Star Wars isn't Star Wars. So folks, what do you think about this? Slave One. Oh, slavery in America. I guess Disney can't really... You know what's funny? Disney, the company, I know this is Lucasfilm, but I'm going to take it up a notch to Disney, the parent company, the reason why Star Wars shit the fuck in bed. Let's go back real quick. We don't really put this in this part of the video, or this part even, but Disney in the 90s tried to open up a historical colonial theme park that featured segments on slavery. So it took them years to figure out it was a bad idea. This is a bad idea, and when someone else buys Star Wars, oh yeah, that'll happen one day, they'll revert all these ridiculous decisions, and guess what? It'll still not be enough because Disney has taken Star Wars, bent it over a barrel, gone in dry, repeated. And then that's it. So folks, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it all over social media. We are back. We've been away for a minute. Where did I go? Well, about 2 months ago, took off on a journey across the country. Went from coast to coast, brought a car, did a lot of work, traveled, broadcast from the road. So I never technically went away, but it was our own little summer vacation, if you will. It was a working vacation, but now I'm back. I'm here in the office, if you can't tell by the acoustics. By the way, Blue Yeti, the microphones, they suck. 4. I've had 4 of them and they've all broken. So if I look and sound a little different, I'm working on a new format for the channel, but thanks to the audio equipment failures of Blue Yeti, it's gonna be a couple days before I set that up, but I'll have a new mic very, very soon. So folks, thank you for watching. The comic is done, it's here, the magnets, all the stuff. I'm gonna start shipping it out. So folks, be on the lookout for that. Get excited, be prepared, because Stealing Solo is on its way. We have the Fandom Menace trading cards, we have the Fandom Menace magnet. Well, I have all this stuff. I'm looking at boxes and stacks of Cecil the Hutt, Anna in the gold bikini, me in a bathrobe, Jesse as an alien, all the fun stuff. All the magnets, all the fun, all the stickers, it's here. So I'm telling the people who backed it, for those who are excited and would love to get it, the campaign's over, in demand's over, maybe you can get Woke Busters. That'll go live in November. So folks, this is Jeff, a world-class bullshitter, signing off. Whatever you do, wherever you go, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.